I was a lot of their first, being their first plus size curvy model.
You couldn't let anyone know the things that you were going through, you know, whatever you shared.
The Bible says, but the God of all grace, hallelujah, and after you suffered a while, how many have
choice to write your own story? Would you write it, or would you let someone else have the pen?
Good morning. Let me get my chair up. I feel like I'm on the floor. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee, which I need some right now, with Marvina and her BFF vibe. Where we give our voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Good morning, Nell. I knew my baby was going to be on here. Good morning, sister.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning to everybody that is watching. Good morning. Yes, of course, I got me a great cup of coffee this morning. I need it. Sister Tide, I'm just going to call it for what it is. Sister is tired. She got a lot going on in her plate, but it ain't really my plate. It's my son's plate, but we are getting through. We eating.
Right.
We eating. We pushing, we grinding, and we eating. And I'm just going to tell you something. I have not known some young man could be so strong in my life. This man. Hey, Robbie, good morning.
Good morning.
My son has choked me up so much. I love him dearly. I told him if he could get up and watch this morning for him to come on and watch because I want to give him a shout out. Also, he's going through his chemo. Oh my God, it's been a long. Hey, Tara.
Hey, Tara. Good morning.
Long. Well, we only in 2 days right now, so he got to be 4. He's in there for 4 to 5 days just taking chemo straight. My baby holding on, baby. My baby holding on. But anyway, I'll get back to that later. Go ahead on, my BFF. Go ahead. Take it, baby.
Well, good morning, guys. First and foremost, I don't know what's going on. It's just one of those days. I'm sitting up here, we're talking about health and wellness and stuff like that. And I am drinking this morning, I am drinking chamomile tea with ginger and lemon. So that's what I have going on this morning. And I was like, I woke up and got this big old bruise right here. I don't know where that bruise came from. And I said, oh, gotta go, gotta figure it out. Gotta get to a doctor. And on the political side, don't have a lot to say today, except keep your head on a swivel and pay attention to what's happening. I know a lot of people have talked about, Jimmy Kimmel and what's happened. But let me say this: it's a decade worth of things that he said that they've just been kind of waiting on their time to kind of step in and say some things. But I still feel that freedom, that we should have the freedom of speech. And I don't agree with how, what happened with him and his show and so on and so forth. So, but you see the boycott that's going on, and I'm a Hulu and Disney subscriber, so I'm going to be participating. So bye bye Hulu, bye
Oh,
bye Disney.
good
Because
morning.
at some point in time, if you stand, you got to stand for something. You have to stand for something. And if
Yeah.
you feel that there's an injustice being done, you gotta stand up. And I tell people like this: look at Jimmy Kimmel now, and then just think about other people who have a voice. And if your voice is starting to be silenced because you don't like the commentary, and he had a right to speak on things just like everybody else did.
Yeah, I
So
don't believe nobody should die like that, but I just don't like the fact that they would
yeah,
compare him to Martin Luther King and all of our. I don't get that
yeah, we
part.
talking about Charlie. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't agree with that part.
Yeah.
I agree with freedom of speech, but everybody's voice is being taken away for these days. There's so much going on, so much violence, so much. If you say too much of anything now, you scared. Somebody's going to like with him, going to take him out. You know.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel is the talk show host.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm lost. Okay, I'm lost. I'm
Yeah.
lost. I'm
Jimmy
thinking
Kimmel
of.
is the talk show host that
I'm
spoke
thinking of.
on
Yeah.
the death of
Yeah,
Charlie.
of Charlie.
And
But
and
I
people
mean,
right and people,
I'm talking about right now, Charlie, how they kind of,
yeah, and,
what they did with him. I mean, everybody have freedom of speech. I'm talking about because he
should.
even
You
for me,
should.
to me, he had freedom, even though they said he was saying some racist stuff, but he still had freedom of speech too. I mean, he shouldn't have been
Yeah,
taken
he
out
was
for
he
that.
was he was saying some very, very, very
I get it.
extreme. He was like way to the extreme.
I get
But
it.
like you said, freedom of speech. Everybody has a right for freedom of speech, and no one should lose their life.
No.
And so they didn't want to censor him, but they want to censor Jimmy on the things that he said. So I just believe in fairness all the way, all
Well,
the way
you know how
across the
that goes.
board.
You
So
open up
yeah.
your mouth, you're gonna go down. Look at
Yeah. And,
you know.
and, and, and Robbie, you're correct. Trump wants to take other talk show hosts off also. He wants to take off Jimmy Fallon. He wants to take off, oh my gosh, what's the other one? I can't think of his name, but it's going to come to me. He wants to remove them because they do say what they want to say. Now, let me say this. Those that are last shall become first. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. Because you think about if Jimmy Fallon were to get onto some type of platform like a Candace Owen at this point. Like Candace stepped away, she lost her job, through major media networks and has her own now. And when I tell you the girl is standing 10 toes down, she's standing 10 toes down. So I kind of see that happening with Jimmy and also maybe see that happening, with some other people. So
Shakira wants
um
to know what was some of the racist stuff he was saying. He
Oh wow! Some of the racist things that he was saying was one. He said that all crimes committed were by only Black people. That the only crimes that have been committed in America over the course of years is by Black people, and the crimes that were committed by white people were caused by Black people starting things, and that the 1900s to the 1940s and 50s was the best time for Black people in America because we knew our place at that time. And that as long as we were, I could go on and on. I
It's a
could go on and
lot.
on.
I mean,
It's a lot. It's a lot that he said. Taking
he was against gays. He was against blacks. He was just racist. He was a racist man. He just, and the sad part about it is, we everybody's seen color. Even the young man who killed him wasn't black. He was a white guy. So what?
and
Go
I
ahead.
got to say this. I'm glad that you brought that up. So my question is, and my concern is that a lot of the Black colleges and universities are being tacked and under a threat advisory because this man has been unalive, they want to put it back again on Black people that it is our fault that this man was unalive. So it's a lot going on. Keep your head on the swivel. Pay attention. Shakira, you can go on TikTok, you can go on YouTube, and you can kind of Google.
All over.
You can also Google Charlie, and you will see a lot of things that a lot of things that he said, and a lot of things that a lot of things that he stood for. And just to say this, there were a lot of people that were against his political and societal views all across the board from every nationality. A lot of them did not stand with this man, but propaganda as it was, and he was able to kind of jump on the administration's platform, which gave even more put him into more of a spotlight, if you will, and that also kind of helped boost numbers for the administration going into the election.
Exactly. That's what they're trying to do.
So,
Take the eyes off the prize.
yes,
Anyway,
and
we just gave y'all
yes,
our good history, which is going to be history in a minute because we get ready to make history and make it. No matter how it looks to everybody else, this stuff has to happen. No matter, it don't feel good, but sometimes the bad got to come before the good, and I'm believing in God that things are going to change. A lot of things are going to change. Well, let me get on with our guest. Okay. Of course, a lot of y'all who knows our next guest has been with us just about since What's in the Bag has started. This is my brother in Christ. He's my brother on What's in the Bag. He has kept What's in the Bag going. He has given a lot of the guests that came on. He has done with himself. He like this person, that person, because he see the vision for What's in the Bag when we started, and it always gives me great honor to bring him on and to speak, because what he speaks, a lot of people don't understand that he ministering not only to us on What's in the Bag, but he ministering to the soul. He got beautiful, his imagination, his life, his story, his the things that he does is just outstanding to me, and I'm so grateful to this man. And I'm gonna bring him on after this little small introduction right now.
Walking around, feeling depleted. Hurt, guilt, and shame has me feeling defeated. I stretch my hands to you for help.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
This song right here is actually on YouTube. I wanted to throw that into the introduction. I didn't know where to put it at, so I kind of threw it in there. But at the end, I will go ahead on and play a little more of it so y'all can go ahead on and listen to this young lady. She's been a prior guest on our show. Her name is Tara. But anyway, we're going to go ahead on with our guest. Hello, Zachary. Hello,
Good morning. Good morning.
yes.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
We are wonderful. We're blessed blessed to know you are here aboard again. Not for but just to come on and talk to us about a little bit about what's going on in your bag. Before we start, I know you got a cup of something. What's in your cup?
Well, this morning, the engine got started. It's still revving right now, so I couldn't go out and get my coffee, but I do have nature's finest, that H2O.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. All right.
But yeah,
Look at him. Drink it up. Drink it up. All right. So in the intro of all of this, I just got one question to ask you.
yes.
What's in your bag, boy? What's in the bag?
Well, good morning. What's in the bag, family? What's in my bag this morning is, of course, you saw the cover of my new novel, my first novel. I must say that the novel it started 10 years ago. I made a Facebook post, um, and it was dealing with. Uh, I just was sitting around and I was just thinking about. I don't know what was going on at the particular time, but I was thinking about, what if the church here in America was under persecution? And
Mm.
growing up, I was we grew up Seventh Day Adventist, all right, and in the Seventh Day Adventist denomination, um, they're big on. I got introduced to end time prophecy, at a very young age. They're big on end time prophecies. I went to, Adventist schools, grade schools, and even up to high school, and I've always been interested in end times prophecy. So um, that's something that's been, and biblical. I believe, the biblical worldview is the right worldview. And so when we look at the Bible, it talks about what we may and must go through as believers, as followers of Christ in this world. And so, like I said, I was writing, I was just made a post, and I don't know. And I have a friend, a brother of mine that we were roommates. He's a great writer, great author, urban author. He's ghostwritten for quite a few stars, and we became roommates. And he told me one time, he gave me some good advice. His name is Charles Burgess, storyteller Charles Burgess. If y'all look him up on Amazon, his name is Charles Burgess, the storyteller. But he prompted me, he urged me to, hey man, you got a good pen game. He said you need to pursue that, and gave me some encouragement to do that. So I said, okay, I'm going to take this book, and I'm going to take this post and see what I can do, And so after that, I started writing, but man, so many things life started life, as my pastor say, life started life, and but I trudged through these last 10 years and got it done.
Yeah.
And so the book, like I said, it starts off, it's dealing with, all right, it started dealing with the the powers that be and gave Christians a set time of a grace period to get rid of their exclusive views of that there's only one way to be right with God. But of course, believers not going to do that. True believers not going to fold. So they release, the dogs. They sent agents all throughout the nation to get rid of these insurgents, as you will. And
Mhm.
so,
Mhm.
um, I'm dealing with. It's set in Milwaukee, my hometown, um, and I'm dealing with that. There's an agent who, because of my knowledge, I played on two things. The agent that's ahead of the Milwaukee division is Nero Arthur, and I played on Nero because Nero was the emperor in Rome that started the first persecution of Christians in Rome because he didn't, he wanted to do some renovations or whatever around Rome or whatever. The Senate wouldn't let him. And they said, he was really deranged and everything, but they wouldn't let him. So he said, okay. He starts setting fires in Rome, burning stuff down. So, to get, people, he set the fires, but then blamed the Christians of the time as the ones who started this fire. People are already talking about the Christians, so he started these fires and blamed the Christians. So that's where, when you see these movies like Troy and talking about the Colosseum and the gladiators and all that, in real life, those were believers that were being used for sport, fed to,
That's right.
fed to lions and had to fight. And, they used them, they used Christians as human torches to light the streets at night. It was just a mad persecution. So I used Nero, and then Arthur, I took from King Arthur, from England, the Excalibur sword. He pulled the Excalibur off the rock, but that sword, Excalibur is said to be from the last legion of the Roman Empire, which makes the British Empire was the revived Roman Empire. It was just continuing. So I use those names, to for that agent. But then at the same time that's going on, I deal with this group of believers from this one particular church that has a lot of different life situations. There's some reconciliation. There's some working through uh, heartache and pain. Working through should I forgive this person? What would Christ have me do? There's some dealing with how you know some hypocrites in the church, what there's reconciliation. And so it's a really, to me, it's a really modern day, um, example of what could particularly happen. And I believe that we're in the time now where at any given moment, it may happen. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
um,
Woo.
I read the book. It's deep. It's deep.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And it makes you question the way you see things in life, as far as
Yes.
circumstances in your situation. So kind of give them what made you utilize like today into, because the Bible, even though we read the Bible, a lot of people think it's just something that we supposed to just read. They really don't get an understanding of all the characteristics that is here and now is already. So what made you bring that book to not only from the Romans? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I seen your hand up. What?
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I want to hear what you're going to say. 'Cause I think you know what I'm going to say.
No, I was speaking to somebody.
Oh, you'll say hi. Hi. Well, yeah. So, what made you come out with the idea of utilizing today to kind of give the understanding of what happened from the Romans from the past? What was the spotlight of that?
Well, the Bible talks about there's nothing new under the sun, right? So
That's
um,
right.
Hey, Eric.
I've been looking at since when? How can I say? 2000. I'm trying to think about when. I remember uh, this somewhere in the United States there was talk about different pastors having to give their notes to they were talking about making a law to where pastor had to, the government or the local government could censor their sermons. I
Right.
forget exactly what happened, but I know at the time it was big in the news and things of that nature. and they were talking about, and so there's been different instances throughout these years where, um, like over in England, street preachers getting attacked, um,
Mhm.
legislations coming out and then TV shows, man, it's been going on, but of late,
Good
in
morning,
recent
Doc. Good
years,
morning,
they
Eric.
making those who believe in Christ to be so uh, eccentric or so judgmental or so out of touch with reality. They're making it seem like we're just radicals and we're just one sided. So there's a plethora of examples, that's subtle examples that's going on in society where you can see it's leading up to they're trying to project a perception of us, and then even recently I seen a clip over in England. They done made it a law to where you can't preach certain things, and they're making these different laws. They're using the language of it to where it's broad.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it any kind of way that you want to. It says this. It's kind of like somebody talking up the side of their neck. They're
Mm-hmm.
saying
That's
two
right.
things. They're saying two things at once to keep you off balance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're doing with these laws and things. And then um, I look at the ICE, you know, with the immigrant
Yeah.
thing, with the immigrant thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, how they do drills. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like when you used to see army tanks and trucks riding through the neighborhoods when we were little.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
were thinking like, it was just cool to see for kids, these army tanks. But no, what they were doing was drills.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They
right.
were doing drills to see how fast and how precise they could stabilize a certain area.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So they've been doing things, like like fine tuning a program. Then with COVID,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
taking everybody out. So then you had to incrementally come back and things are changed. And, so it
That's
seems
right.
like there's like, how like an architect, they make, when they're designing a community or a office park or whatever, they make a life-size replica of that. And
Mm-hmm.
then they start tweaking the different things. It's like that's what's I feel like that's what's going on. And if you look at the news, look at TV shows, just pay attention. You can see that there's a shift. They're trying to sway our perceptions to think a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the first ones that the next like they always use. There's always an underlay for the overplay. And
That's
Mm-hmm.
so I
right.
think
Always.
with this immigration thing and other things, that it's just they're using that as a prototype for what's really going to happen. You know
Yeah,
what
they
I mean?
That's
With
control,
the
right. Say it.
control everything. That's true.
That's right. That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
And I read the book. Now I read the book and I wrote I wrote that review on that book.
thank you for that
I
review.
Oh, you're welcome. When I started reading, it caught me in the very beginning, and I think I went through like maybe 10 chapters that night. I couldn't put it down. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, let me make myself go to sleep. And what I got from the book, I'm trying not to give it away. What I got from the book was faith, courage, community, and power.
Yes.
Um, with that being in mind, from your point of view, how did you come about with a story that make you think about what you'd be willing to risk for what you believe in?
Well, that's because we have. If you're truly of the faith, that's a prerequisite.
Hmm.
You said you have to count the cost of what it means to be my disciple. And when we really look at it, when it says, let this mind be in you, which was in Christ Jesus, he he gave his all. He knew what he knew. It's like you're coming into a world that's you're going to fast hard one way.
Mm-hmm.
Then here you come, you got to go against that tide, but you have to be willing to go against that tide. And so I wanted to, with this, I wanted to give an example of, hey, I wanted to really get people to start thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really understand what it may cost?
That's right.
Do you really
That's right.
understand what it? Because we're everybody like people talk about me. They say certain things with them. People, I'm persecuted. I'm persecuted. No, you really don't know what persecution is, because if you look at there's a ministry called Voices of the Martyrs. And they deal with talking about the persecuted church throughout the world. It's more believers than just here in America.
Mm-hmm.
This is a universal faith, and when you go into other countries, there's in other parts of the world, it don't Christianity don't look like what we see it.
Nope.
That's
How we
right.
experience it.
That's
You
right.
got people in China underground that's they're thriving, they're growing, their underground church is growing, and some of them believers only have 1 or 2 pages of the Bible, not the whole Bible.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They can't. And then you go to the Middle East. I know of people here in America from the Middle East. I know one guy that was in the royal family in one of the countries in the Middle East that had to get out because he became a believer, and family, everybody, it's by the grace of God that he got out, but he got out
Mm-hmm.
because you can lose your life over in Africa
That's right.
and other parts of the country. So people think, and then, like I said, when you look at these things that's going on here, the subtle laws and stuff. So I wanted to, I just had that in me. I just God put it in me to really make it relatable of how
Mm-hmm.
it could happen here. Just how,
Yes. Ooh.
in a blink of an eye, or even through the way we worship here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
That
Yes.
we can get blindsided by, because so
Yes.
we got to understand we have a real enemy that he transforms himself. He portrays himself as an angel of light,
That's
and
right.
through these years, he's been dumbing us down. And
Yes.
if you really don't have the Holy Spirit, if you really don't pay attention to what Christ and use Christ as a model
Want to
of
say
how we are to relate in this world, you're gonna fold like one of the characters in the Bible,
yes. Can I ask
like
you
one,
a question?
Mm-hmm.
like the good deacon.
Can I ask you a
That's
question?
right.
Have you
Yeah,
looked at TikTok and noticed that? I mean, I've been watching TikTok, just glancing at it, and they have a lot of the ministers on there now, and they're actually cursing.
yeah.
They're
Oh my
really
God. Yes.
on this. Yes, they're on the pulpit cursing at people. I mean, calling bees and
And see what
privacy, and they talking about the weird stuff. And
Yeah.
um,
what they're doing is using, and a lot of times they're using AI to do that. And if people not really careful, because some of that AI stuff look real.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And they're doing quick, because I've seen some of them. I'm not saying that there's not no actual real people doing that, but I know with this AI, they doing that, and making it seem like, hey, yeah, this, you keep it real,
I
be
mean,
Yeah.
real, be relevant.
it looks like that's what they're doing now with the churches and stuff. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I don't know because right now AI is the thing. Everybody utilizing it. They taking people, and making them look like they're the real people. I mean, they don't even be
Yeah.
real. But it seems to me now we're trying to convert the church into this secular type of I'm gonna have to get you any way I can get you, even if I gotta curse, even if I gotta kill, even if I gotta steal. And then these people that's watching, we're gonna start thinking that this is the way now society,
Exactly.
because
Yeah,
society every year we change, everything changes. I know my children, they do things differently in church than when I was in church. It's a
yeah,
lot of stuff we didn't do. But now it's with this point now where it's coming, they're bringing on foul language. they're making people feel uncomfortable in their skin. My dad used to tell me the way to get a person or to what was the word? If on the pulpit, basically what he was saying, if I want to get you and I want to tell you about yourself or tell you how you should be acting, I can tell you from the pulpit. See,
Yeah.
all the people from the pulpit is quote unquote supposed to know and say the right things to people for healing, because there's, of course, as they said, from God. So if I want to crucify you, or if I feel like you doing something wrong, I'm gonna do it from the pulpit.
Right.
I'm seeing that on TikTok. I'm seeing that now in the ministry. How people are getting up on. I mean, how it's being shown on the pulpit. Okay, if you doing this wrong, I'm going. This is the way I'm gonna crucify you.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Perception. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So do you think that's why because the generations now today, we're watching this. We're watching how this is going to affect our ability to deal with one another. It's okay to get up here and say and do the things that we're doing. We're killing ourselves. I'm just going to say, I don't know if it's AI or not.
Yeah.
She said dancing in his boots on the ground. Die. Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, she is right. She is right. I saw that. I said, now, come on now. I said, come on. It's a time and a place for everything. That was
exactly. So when I read your book, even though, I get what you were saying, I mean, but with how the world is being converted, what I seen was a lot of people have to choose if they're going to do the right thing by God or don't you get off of how God has taught us to the world and where the world is teaching us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we do. People, when you being questioning how they dealing with one another.
Yeah.
Are we going to go to hell because we feeling this way, or is just the way the world is going to allow us to be? And are we right or are we wrong? So do you feel that that's going to be a problem for today's society now, where what we're watching, what we're feeling, what we're hearing? Is this going to be like with your book and shit? Would that be an issue where, like you said, going to hell? A lot of people going to hell with gasoline draws. Do you think this is going to be one of the issues that we have? Because I know your next book is going to have this in here. But do you think this is going to be one of our issues today? Because of the way what we seeing in the church, how we deciding to deal with the church?
I believe like what the Bible talks about, the wheat and the tares growing together. And, there was a parable where, one was like, should we take out the wheat? I mean, should we take out the tares? And the master of the field was like, no, let them both grow together, because you can't distinguish, like, as they grow until they get full grown. You won't know what's a wheat and what's a tare. So if you tear them up too soon, tear come out too soon, you may be taking out the wheat. So I think right now we're at the time where we're starting to see fact from fiction, real from fake, true versus the lie with people. And so I believe so now with because there's a lot of falsehood. God always has a remnant. Now the remnant, like God's way, because it says, wide is the road that leads to destruction, but narrow is the way that leads to eternal life, and not many people find it, right? So we're hearing what's and for believers, I believe, yes, that's where we're at. We're at that, because now it's hey, choose you this day. Like Joshua presented to Israel. Who you gonna serve? You see what I mean? We got a lot of information. We got a lot of, and then the Bible talks about you're going to be held accountable for what you say you know.
That's right.
So, but with all that said, there's a lot that is going wrong. There's a lot that's going wrong within the church. There's a lot of voices being said, but there's always, just because there's a lot of falsehood, there's always the real. God always has a remnant. God always has a remnant. And so I believe a lot of times with God checks the heart. He deals with us in our conscience. He deals with us through conviction.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have any type of conviction to know, or the ear, the spirit, when he said, those that have an ear, let them hear. You can't hear the ring of truth through some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's on you, because you have to. Now is the time of choice.
That's
Now
right.
is the time
That's
you
right.
got to, and you got to know what you believe. So yes, I do believe this is that time.
Yeah.
This is that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to start drawing the line in the sand.
Yes.
That's right. And
Yes.
and I keep
It's time now,
saying
because
that.
we see what's going on in the world.
That's right.
We see what's going on in the world. And I believe it's a time now for those of us who say we truly believe, and we truly, it's time for us, the just because the harvest is about to be happening, we can still plant seed and get people in.
Come on now. Come
God
on.
can, God can fast track.
Mm-hmm.
He can fast track growth. It don't negate us from
Mm-hmm.
not planting seed. It
That's
don't
right.
negate us from still witnessing, and now is more time than ever that we're supposed to be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if us three right
Wow.
here, we can see what's going on. We can see the deception that's going on. It's up to us, because we know that the deception going on. Now it's time for us to start talking to people.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
time for us to start letting people know. And then it's also, the book is also to help evangelize the church.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
Yes.
there are
Yes.
people sitting in our congregations,
Mm-hmm.
because the Bible wouldn't say, Jesus wouldn't say, many will say to me in the last days, Lord, Lord, didn't I prophesy your name? Didn't I cast out demons in your name? Didn't I do all these things in your name? And he's going to say what? Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I
Yep.
never knew you.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
He
right.
wasn't talking to the non-believers when he said that.
That's right. Come on now.
He was talking to those that said they knew him, or they
Exactly.
were waiting on him. And the same ones that said they were waiting on him was calling him the devil to his face.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right. Whoo.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So,
Zach,
so that,
I got a, go ahead.
go ahead.
I got a question for you about two characters in this book that really stuck out to me. One is Agent Nero Arthur, and the other is Pastor Jones.
Yeah,
You know, Nero, he was a master manipulator.
yeah.
And Pastor Jones, he just stood strong with his public declaration. What did you use to draw on these characters from, to kind of make them so lifelike? Because that's what captivated me about all your characters. They were so lifelike. I could identify with them.
It's a combination of my studies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I said, Nero was, because I've studied, early Christian, you know, Christianity, and I studied history. I was,
Mm-hmm.
I just, and then I've seen, just studied, and I've seen different people. I've witnessed certain people in my life, like, as far as on the legal on the legal side, I done been to prison 4 times, so I done dealt with a lot of the mindset of I would say, crooked, revengeful, like COs and police and things
Mm,
of that nature, that
Mm-hmm.
they use these certain tactics when they got you in their grips. You know what I mean? And so
mm-hmm.
I've been exposed to that. So with Nero, that's what I did, my knowledge, and then my experience in that realm. And then with Pastor Jones, um, with just some, because Pastor Jones, yes, he stood firm, but if you look at it, he did have to wrestle with the fact that he knew up until that point, when that happened, when Nero did, when the agent did come on the scene, even before that, when they started hearing about, when it first started happening that this is what's going to happen, he started doing some self reflection. Man, have I really been leading my people? And I believe there are many pastors, there are many leaders, who get caught in, they want to do right, but it's like they, like King Saul, he got caught up in the praises and the accolades of people
Mm-hmm.
and did what the people wanted versus that blurred the line of what God would have him to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I use personal experiences and just different stories of different leaders that that I know about and that I
Wow.
read about to really capture. And scripture is always the base.
Yep.
The Bible talks about
Mhm.
those who, for whatever other reason, whether it's money, whether it's power, whether it's um, uh, image,
Mhm.
how the enemy can get in there and subtly bring in a false doctrine. Yeah.
Right. Mm. Whew. Well, I'm
Let me
telling
see.
y'all, get this
I
book.
want to get on here with Tara said. Tara, it aims towards younger generations that don't truly understand or know what God or the Bible. Kids are more aimed at TikTok and social media. That's why we, as the older generations, have to read the Bible and have a relationship with God, so we can install that in our children. Yeah, yep. And the sad part about the whole thing is that's the way the enemy is working through the social media platform. Ever since we had started doing platforms online, which mostly during COVID time, um, it's really, to me, easy for the enemy to come in and start
Mhm.
wreaking havoc, because now we don't have to go in house to go to church. We can sit home. Now we listening to stuff from the Bible, and from the house, and they can take pieces and take this, that, and the other, and edit it and do all this different stuff to it.
Right.
It's so easy for the enemy to come in. One thing I love about the Bible now, you can look on your line on there and do the apps and flick your Bible. I like the Bible because it got pages and you can open it up and you can kind of get a better understanding on reading it for yourself. And because social media is this generation now, everything in their mother. I can walk inside when I walk into the airport, everything is head is down. They be walking and their head is down in their phone. They're
Yes.
everything. So social media is the devil's playground. And for
Mhm.
our children and these generations today, they come out the womb with these
That's
with
right.
the, with these gadgets to be able to do and see, and the enemy can come in. We can teach them. We have to teach them. We have to get in. We have to show our kids the right way. We got to have morals. We got to understand church right now is very important. And I get it, because it's an issue, and I agree with you, Tara. I agree with you, but sometimes even the people that our age is still messed up in life because they don't get it.
That's right. Yeah.
And
They,
let me say, and let me say this though, yes, the Bible says Satan is the prince of the power of the air. We're in you. He's been given, God given him control over the realm that don't believe in God. He's going to use the airwaves. He's going to use social media. He's going to use anything that he can to distort and disrupt, God's kingdom, but he can't destroy it, right?
Right.
And then we have to look at who's the salt of the earth,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
who's the, who's the preserving force of society. Those of us that say we Christian. So, with that said, even on these platforms, we can still, because we have the best security force, the best knowledge through the Holy Spirit. We can use, we can have influence right here on social. That's why I use my platforms to speak truth and to teach truth, but I do it in multiple. We have so many talented, gifted individuals within the body of Christ that what if everybody tapped into their gift and used their social media for just that, to speak truth? And there are
That's
many that are
right.
doing it. There are many that are
Mm.
doing it. But for our young people, where I think the problem comes in at is a lot of the parents and caretakers, instead of taking the time like we had to train up a child, because it says train up a child in the way that he would go, instead
Mm-hmm.
of giving them a device and training them up, they just give them the device to train them up.
Mm.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right.
They don't give no instruction with the device. They don't give no direction
They don't know.
with giving them the device. They just give them the device
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of them just want, for whatever reason,
Yep.
I just need me time.
Mm-hmm.
That that part.
I
Mm-hmm.
just need
That's
me
right.
time. And
Yeah.
that's another distraction. Because
Mm-hmm.
where did me time get saved? It got
Right.
it got him kicked out of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I will do this. I will do that. AI.
AI.
Come on. Come on now. Come on.
Where did where did that
AI.
get, where did me time get saved? So
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing, and that's a powerful point that you brought up, because with train up a child, give them the advice, because there are many programs on, that you can put on these devices for kids that will teach them,
That's right.
and we're in the and we're in we're in that age where people think it's archaic with their books. People don't want it, but you can teach a child to, you can get books in your home and teach them if you take the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the time, that part. If you take the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Just like for
But
us,
yeah.
we
We have to
like
learn.
now more than ever, I have to take time to carve out, because the world is moving in that highway of life is
Mm-hmm.
moving so
That's
fast.
right.
It's moving so fast. So we have to take the time.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
we have to
Yeah.
count the cost. We have to count the cost of what it takes to be a believer, and that's what the whole premise of the book is. Am I? And I started with me. Am I? What am I counting the cost?
Mm.
I went through a lot. Like when I got saved and I had to go through that last bit, I went through a lot in there. You know that I'm like, man. But then they was like, I didn't think that it was, I didn't think with what I was going through my last bit, the pressure I was having. I said, well, I said, being on the outside can't be as bad as being on the inside trying to be a believer.
Hmm.
Was I
Wow.
wrong?
It is.
Was I wrong? Out here is
It's
so
hard.
hard, but you have to keep in mind, we have to stay at the basics,
That's right.
the basics of our faith. That's why the Bible talks about do self checks constantly. Make sure you're of the faith. Do a self. We have to constantly go back to the basics. I can't think I'm 24 years in and I'm good. No, this is not like a job that
Right.
you've been on. This is not like a job you've been on 24 years.
Exactly.
You got seniority. You got everything. You got a lot of things in place to where you got security, right? We have security as believers, but we still have to do self checks because
That's right.
that people can walk away.
Mm-hmm.
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 That's right.
You can see yourself. But you ever notice though, if you ever look at all the people that gets on social media and show content, most of the content that gets the most views are the ones that either showing their bodies or they're having some type of birth defect, or they get more views when they're doing cooking, or they're talking about their life.
Fighting and stuff
But
like
you
that.
never really
Yeah.
you know you'll have a whole all your contact about church and how and about or preaching or teaching or praying. You don't get many people that wants to watch or be a part of that, because that's just, to me, they feel that this is just a generational thing that the grandma went to church. I don't want to go to church. And like my sister said, babies having babies. A lot of them don't have no understanding for themselves. They don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have anybody to guide them there. So it's so easy to get divert to society and the way the world is trying to make it so hard for us to understand the right road, the wrong road, the narrow road, the broad road, the love of people,
Yeah.
all of that. It's really hard out here. I love your book because it makes you
I love it.
understand. Yes. Y'all need to go out here and I'm just gonna be honest. The book makes you think. The book makes you
Mm-hmm.
understand that we have a lot of work to do, even in ourselves. We think we're on the track, we on the right track, we think we got it going on. But this questions a lot of understanding on who are we going to worship? Are we going to continue to worship God or man? Or are we
That's
doing this
right.
the right way or the wrong way? Are we loving the right way, or are we being convicted to be the way the world wants us to be? If I come to
Mm-hmm.
you and ask you, and I'm going to say this, if I ask you, will you stop believing in God and what you are told to believe, and stop understanding that Jesus is not the way or the truth and the light to get to, what would you say to save your life? Will you feel
Right.
that you need to say no and denounce him? Or will you say he is, and your life is on?
Mm. Come on now.
Am I
Yeah,
going to say
Come on.
no? I'm not going to
That's right.
believe what he did, or am I going so I can save my life from man, or am I going to save my life when I get to heaven and he says to me, "Depart from me for the rest of it." So this book gets you to think
It on a lot
really
of levels.
on a
On a
whole
lot of
lot of
levels.
levels. On a
Yeah,
lot
because
of levels. I ain't do
it
my
also,
review, but I tell you one thing, I'm gonna get it done because let me. I understand.
yeah. And when you say it makes you think about people who stand in silence. Sometimes people stand in silence and they think that, as long as I'm standing in silence, I'm still believing in God and so on and so forth. But are you, when you standing and you watching the injustices occur and you say nothing and you do nothing? I'm telling y'all gotta get this book. I'm waiting for the sequel. I am waiting for book number 2 to come out. That's what I'm in.
y'all gonna make me write
I'm
a
so
sequel.
serious.
Yeah, it's time.
You
You
need
might as
to.
well. You might as well. You might. That's
You
what
need
y'all gonna
to.
make. You better.
But, but let,
You can't put a book like this out and then just leave us. You can't just leave us out there like that. Because I'm ready for the
I
next.
won't. I'm on it. I'm on it. But let me say
Yeah,
this too. Romans talks about like God being God. The Bible talks about no one will be without excuse.
that's right.
Everyone that comes through as get the scripture, but it's in the King James. It says everyone that comes through the matrix belongs to God. Every soul that comes through the matrix belongs to God. Meaning and the matrix they were talking is describing the birth canal. Everyone that enters into the so if you look at it, they made the movie The Matrix. The real reality is the spiritual realm. Our,
Yes.
this natural realm is the matrix. But anyway, but God deals with no one is gonna. God is gonna deal with everyone. Everyone. He says no one will be without excuse. He said you can know God is real just by looking around at what He's created. So yeah, there's going to be many distractions. There's people are getting distracted. We get distracted,
Okay,
but
Bert.
when
Okay.
God speaks to us in our conscience, what they say, man, some told me not to do this, some told me not to go, but a lot of people have seared their conscience to the warning of God, to the leading of God, to the prompting of God. That's how they're being deceived, because He says, not for us as the believers, because we have to understand it. With every temptation, God gives us a way of an escape. You don't have to fall to that temptation just because it's coming. Because God, being loving, He gives us a way. But like me, I used to get mad at God because I know He's given me a way to get out, to not to fall to this temptation. And I got mad at Him because He gave me the way out. Because I wanted to do what it was I wanted to do. You see what I mean?
Right.
So it's not that people don't have, because when you stand before God, you can't use excuse that nobody tell me. I didn't know. You can't use no excuse with God. I don't care. No, you do have to. I did. He's going to remind you everywhere He was trying to get to. But at the end, He's going to say, "Was you breathing? Did air that was blood flowing through your veins? Did
So
you
you
hear those birds
know,
chirping?
you
Did you
did
see
you
those?
breathe? Did you
Did you
see
feel
that?
that rain?
You breathe? What do you think the air
That's
comes
right.
from? I mean, come on now. And He
So no
gives
one
us gifts. He gives us gifts. It's all in our
no one will be without excuse.
done.
None. So, and I get it. There are people that had a bad experience. I talk about church hurt in the book, but there comes a time where, because you went through something, and I'm talking to somebody right now. Y'all, I understand. They did this, they did that. You don't know this, that. That. I went through something, but the key word is through.
That's it.
You went through. And if you look back at one point, you didn't think you could make it through. But who you think got you through? You ever seen that poem about, and it was a picture where it was only like a man, it was only one set of footsteps. It started off two, then it was only one
In the sand.
in the sand.
He carried
Even when it says, how did it go? Um, um, Christ died for us even when we weren't even thinking about Him.
That's right.
So you went through something, but God saw you through. So why keep hacking, trying to harp on or trying to let yourself be self-deluded to think I got to stay in what I went through? You out of it.
Ooh, come on now. That's right.
You out of it. He got you
That's
out of
right.
it. And so now there's a point of being accountable.
You know what? Let me say this, Minister Zach. I get it. People are always talking about church hurt. I don't believe in church hurt. Let me
Okay.
tell you why I don't believe in church hurt. Because we only allow people to do and be and that's outsourced forces that we can continue to click on. Okay, you did this to me, you did that. But how many times are we going to take control of what allowing people to do to us? Okay, I don't see where this is my vision, this is my look, because I can walk around and saying the church hurt me, this person did me, but we always use the outside forces, things to make us feel hurt. But look at what we do to ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
How do we
Right.
allow these things to happen? If you don't feel like you are supposed to be in that situation, why you keep going?
Yeah.
Why do
Yeah.
you keep putting yourself in that situation to be hurt? The same thing you allowing people to do to you, you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not into, I had to learn that I wanted people to accept me. So I allowed people to do and say the things that they do because I have acceptance issues. I didn't even accept myself. So why am I allowing people to? I want to be a part of this, so I'm gonna keep going, and it's all right because they treating me this way, but I'm gonna keep going. No, I find that for me, I don't have church hurt. I
Mm-hmm.
have Marvina hurt.
Okay.
I have
Mm-hmm.
Marvina hurt. I have the hurt that I looked for everybody else to do something that I couldn't do for myself.
Right.
And now, when I start self-loving and getting in the understanding of my past traumas and what people has done, what I have gone through, the experiences, the personas, the trying to play these roles,
Right.
I
Right.
felt that was the hurt that I was going through. That I tried to give it to the church and told the church it was doing it, wasn't doing it for
Wow.
me, when I couldn't do it for myself.
Right.
That's
So
right. That's
I
right.
ain't really for. Mind you, people hurt you, but it's your perceptions of way you deal with it and how you're going to deal with it. So if you
Yeah.
want to call it church hurt, church is in your heart. The church is here.
Yeah.
So in
That's right.
actuality, when you saying church hurt, you saying the hurt that you putting into
The hurt
yourself,
that you. Yeah.
not
Wow.
what the outside forces is doing to you, and you allowing it. So
Yeah. Because you continue. Yeah.
I'm good with people saying church hurt, but the truth is not really what they're believing in. It's what they're feeling about themselves in the place that they call where they supposed to be fed by God. Is what
Yeah.
you're feeling about yourself is what you really have
Yeah.
a problem with. So
That's
we're
right.
gonna get on that. That's gonna be another topic that I really would like to talk. I'm ready for it because
I,
Yeah.
you know, no, I'm with you on that because it's about that control,
it's the
And
control. Yeah,
Marvina, you said it best. It is what you continually allow. And I learned, and it took me years to get there, but I learned that out of 100% of anything, I can control 1%, and that is myself. So everything else that occurs, if it happens to me once, okay, you know that old saying about fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, then shame on me. So if I continue to allow that in, then I am continuing to allow the hurt and the pain, and I already
boundaries.
know what it's going to be. So, but
That's
once I
boundaries.
start to work on me and I stop trying to worry about what other people think of me, what other people, their actions, their emotions, trying to control their thoughts, their words, and everything. And I just start working on me and controlling me. It's a whole different ball game. It's
There is.
like the blindness came off. I'm not looking at the world through rose-colored glasses anymore. I move differently. I feel differently. I think
We're
differently,
gonna
and that's
talk
what
more
I'm trying
about
to
this.
do.
We gotta
Yeah.
get on this. I can't
Woo!
wait to
And
talk about this. That's gonna be
Yeah.
our thing, us three. We get ready to talk about what we call church hurt.
all
But
right.
anyway,
Yeah.
And
I love that. I love that. It's
and
already
think, and think about this too. You
out.
know, uh, the church is when Christ asked Peter, when he asked his like what was people saying about him, Peter said, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus said, "On that rock, I'm going to build my church. On that confession is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to build my church." Jesus is the chief cornerstone of the church, right?
Mm-hmm.
People say church hurt, church hurt, church hurt. Now, I don't think nobody in history ever has been hurt more than Christ,
Come on now.
right?
Right.
Christ came. He died for the same people. And I'm going to get emotional. He died for the same people that ridiculed him,
That's right.
slandered him. His own family didn't believe in him. They beat him. They murdered him. They beat him so bad you couldn't tell if he was a man or a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But yet he got on that cross and died for them.
That's right.
Mhm.
What about having the mind of Christ? He said we have to be followers of him. If
That's
they
right.
did it to me, they're going to do it to you.
That's right. Come on now.
Say it.
Mm.
If they did it to me, they're going to do it to you.
That's right.
Follow me. I got you.
That's right.
But he
Is
had,
it really worth it? Is it worth it? That's the question.
That's
he
right.
had
Is
to
it
know
worth
who
it?
he was, though.
Is it worth it?
He knew who he was. He
That's right.
understood that he wasn't what these people were saying. See, it's a difference. Is it church hurt or self hurt? He didn't hurt for himself. He
Yes.
allowed people to be where they were at, but
Yes.
he didn't put a name on it. He knew that he was Christ.
Yes.
That's
He
right.
already understood his boundaries. He knew what his goal and his purpose was. It
And
wasn't to go into a church and make people feel, or and I ain't even gonna say a church, into a building and make people feel that they're the problem. He wasn't looking at them as the problem. He was
no.
looking at the solution.
Yes.
That's right. Come on now. Come
Yes.
on.
And he says
Mm.
he remembers what we are made of. God understands what we are made of.
That's right.
He knows what we're up against. He knows what we were up against. But yet and still, he says, I got you. Just
Yep,
put your
That's
trust
right.
in me. I got you.
yep,
I got you.
They
yep.
can't, it says, the Bible talks, then it says, don't fear the one who can kill the body,
Mm.
but
Come on.
fear the one that can destroy both your body and soul in hell. God is
Mm-hmm.
powerful that he can, who can, you can't even see the soul. You can't even see the spirit. He can destroy
Mm-hmm.
that.
That's right.
But he says, is it worth it? Am I
Mm-hmm.
worth it? You see what I went through. You're not going to go through half as much as what I went through, but I can see you through whatever you go through. And then it talks about forgiving. If you don't forgive others
Mm.
their sins and trespasses against you, your God in heaven won't forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuses.
That's
Christ could
right.
have Christ could have said to the Father, I'm finna call these angels, I'm finna get this retaliation on them. Look what they did to me. Do you understand what they did to you? He didn't. He said, not my will, your will be done.
Mm.
We have to get to a place.
To forgive.
If you I'm talking to those who say, I'm a believer, I follow Christ, then you have no excuse. You can't talk about what people done did, this, that, and other.
Ooh, come on.
You don't have that right.
Mm.
You
You
don't
got
have that right.
and then
Yes,
you got to first start giving.
we can talk about it to process it, this, that, and other, but I can't use that as a way of not doing what he's called me to do, because everybody has a purpose. I can't use nothing as a crutch. I
That's
can't use
right.
nothing as a crutch to not be accountable. To not be accountable. Oh, I can't do that because no. You're a follower of Christ. Is it worth it? Is he worth it?
Let's start from here. We're gonna get here and talk about this some other time, but I just want to say sometimes we got to start forgiving ourselves for allowing. See,
Mm.
Jesus didn't have to forgive himself because even though he allowed it to happen, he knew there was a purpose.
Yeah.
He understood his purpose. Sometimes we got to understand our purpose. We got to understand God's will for us. Even if we feel like people don't like us, don't love us, don't this, that, and the other. How much do you love and like yourself? How much do you feel? What do you feel about yourself? See, these are the things that this is that church hurt stuff and all that stuff we talk about.
That's
This is
right.
what's keeping people from learning who Jesus was and what he abide by.
And that
That's
that
parts.
that's uh, 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 um, one of the ways the enemy comes in.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
That right there, because that's what's
Yeah.
under attack.
Yep.
All the enemy has to do, all the enemy has to do, he doesn't have to do nothing real big and bold and evil and all that. If he can just get you distracted just a little bit of not doing
That's
what God
right.
has told you to do,
There you go.
Yes.
he got you.
Yep.
He's got you.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep. Man,
Whoo.
we gonna see you. It's already
We
14 minutes after. I know
yeah.
y'all ready because see, we went I am so excited because this is what's in the bag is for.
That's
We got
right.
to start understanding that, this platform was made even though we allow people to come in empty their bags, but we need to learn that this is what God has put this vision in my spirit just for this. So we can be aware, we can understand what our purpose is in life, what he wants from us. And this was one of the purposes God has given me and Yvonne, is to allow him to be able to be seen on this platform. He's here every Saturday.
Yeah.
We ask him in every Saturday. This is something that even though y'all might see the guest faces, but he's in here all the time. He's the main character and the main person,
Yes.
main spirit in this in on what's in the
You
bag.
better say it.
And I'm
You
just
better
gonna
say
be
it.
honest with you. If you weren't touched by what most of the people, all the people have came in here and spoke about their bags, then you know what? Sometimes we need to search in our
You're on the wrong platform.
what platform we may not be on the right track. And
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love you, brother. We gonna come
Love
back.
y'all.
We get ready to come back on and do some more stuff. But until
Yeah.
then, can you tell everybody how to find your book? How to get that book?
Yes.
All right. I see it on the screen at Ingram Spark Bookstore, or you can inbox me on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, and I can send you a personal copy. But if you just want to order, and I'm asking anybody that has book clubs and reading groups to go to Ingram Spark and order multiple copies and have a discussion on it.
Yeah.
It could be it's a great study tool, I believe. It might call it, you might can create a revival from it.
Yeah. Yep.
Love that. Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, you can get it from me, inbox me, and then, we can talk about, I can send it to you, or go to Ingram Spark and bookstore, and you can purchase it there as well.
I love you, brother.
Love y'all
Yes.
You know what? I
always.
love you
Love
so
you
much.
too.
I have so much respect for you. We get ready to come back on here again. We'll look for Mr. Zachary Mitchell again, because we get ready to put some more stuff. This man gets me thinking. He gets us thinking. We getting an understanding on where we at in life. He's been through something, so it ain't like he just on the surface just saying things. He been through. He understand being through. Like he said, he's gone through. He's still going through. We're
Yeah,
getting through. We're making it through and through and through. We're through. We're
yeah,
through
it's
just for
true.
this time. Just for this time. I love you, brother.
Love you too.
All right, we'll be
Right.
talking to you soon. Stay in the back right quick.
Mm.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. We are overtime. We've been over, and since we started, I think, well, the birthday celebration, but we've been over because we have a lot going on, a lot to say on his book and his topic. Y'all need to go
Yeah.
look for this book.
Ooh.
Look for his book. Okay, I'm
I'm
telling you.
telling y'all. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. You will not be disappointed.
It's
You will not
beautiful.
be.
It's a beautiful thing. Go ahead, BFF. Go ahead on and start talking about taking us out. Oh, and also Film Fest.
Hey.
Go ahead.
That was good.
Hey, I'm
Hey
sorry.
guys, join us October the 16th through the 19th for the Peachtree Village International Film Festival. Come on, guys. We want to see you guys out there. And guess what? Our interviewees are lining up. We have look at the flyer that she just put up. These are some of the people, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw a name out there. The Bill Duke. We're looking to have him as a guest on our show. We need you guys to come out and support us October the 16th through the 19th, the Peachtree Village International Film Festival. Come and say hi to us and be prepared to tell us what's in your bag.
Yes, we appreciate y'all. Yup, y'all better not.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it. It's gonna be wonderful. Don't miss it. We're gonna have some wonderful time. We're gonna be interviewing a lot of people, and God bless us on it for having this. And we thank you. We call her Miss Reed, but Monica. She's overseer. Her name is Miss Reed. Miss Reed is over it. She's putting her life on in this. Like every year, she always make it a beautiful time. Within the last, this will be the second year we're going to be in there, but I enjoy it every time. I enjoyed it last year, and I'm excited about it this year. Bill Dukes, we get that. I'm excited. I'm excited. Go ahead, girl. What else we got going on?
Hey, join us throughout the week. We're gonna go through this really fast because we are over time. Hey, what's in the bag? With the question mark is our directory, and you will find that flyer along with some other information about the Peachtree Village International Film Festival on there, so that you can govern yourselves accordingly. And then also join us throughout the week on our interactive Facebook page, What's in the Bag, where every day there is a different theme with questions that lead up to the guest or the segment of the upcoming Saturday. Motivational Monday, Talk About It Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, and Friday. And then also you can join us on Instagram. We're starting to receive quite a few messages on Instagram. We are not live on Instagram. However, you can still reach out to us on Instagram. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Twitch and YouTube is What's in the Bag 21. No separation. That's What's in the Bag 21. We ask that you guys go to the YouTube channel. We ask that you guys subscribe. We ask that you guys share, and we ask that you like the comment that you see, the content that you see, rather. And then also there'll be quite a few shorts coming up, going out across our social media pages on TikTok, Instagram. I don't know if we can put them on Twitch, but I know that we can put them on YouTube and TikTok. So look for those things coming up from us.
Yes. Thank y'all. All right, done. Just until next Saturday. Look out for some more content. Everything we put on here is for you. We love y'all. Right. We appreciate y'all. And Mara, if you watching, Mommy will be here after work. I love you, baby. Keep holding on.
Look, he is watching. He jumped in. He jumped in.
My baby.
Hey guys, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day. Love you guys.
Thank y'all. Love y'all so much. God bless you.